voted for Trump in 2020. Okay, Biden just got on national television and called us all a threat to this country. So we're living in times that we have never seen before. It's unprecedented, and there should be a sense of urgency to get involved with your county committees and your Republican women and to make sure that we leave our country in better shape than what we found it for our children and grandchildren. How many of you are here because that's your goal, that you want a better world for your children and grandchildren? You don't want the world taken over by socialists and communists, which is what we're actually facing and we're looking at today. I believe we all feel that way. That's why we're seeing an influx of people into the party and into the Republican women. And the time is now. We have states all over this country that feel that urgency and that have really been leaders in that, whether you look at the state of Arizona or the state of Nevada, Wyoming. Different states are really taking leadership roles and standing up for this country and what we actually believe in, which is no different than what our founding fathers believed in 1776, right? They were going through this same battle. And somehow from 1776 to today, we're now living in a different world. And our rights and our constitutional rights, our Bill of Rights, have slowly gotten eroded over time till it exists in what it is today. Whether it's the Second Amendment or any other right that we have that's inherent in our Republican Party platform acknowledges very importantly that our rights are given by God. Right? And so we want to honor that, and that we as Republicans believe in the Constitution. First and foremost, we believe in a purist constitutional view, and so we want to hold to that. We don't necessarily need more laws. We just need laws that uphold our Constitution. And we need, if you look at what's going on with the weaponization of the justice system, we've seen it really at all levels. Weaponization of that against Republicans, particularly very conservative Republicans. And now we've even seen it with Mar-a-Lago and the Trump raid of President Trump's home, right? So it's going on. I don't know if you saw, but about Steve Bannon, you know, who really promotes the precinct strategy, which we in Arkansas, and Chairman Webb and Chairman Fulmer will tell you that that's not necessarily what we use in this state much, right? We get a allotment of at-large members plus one per precinct, but it's essentially the same thing. So they've actually, you know, he had to go to jail, I believe not just once. So these are unprecedented times in which we really have to stand strong. We cannot be intimidated. We can't live in fear of what the Democrats might say about us, right? We've got to really stand up for our Republican beliefs and principles. And in the preamble to our platform, it states that we are all patriots, right? How did that word get you know, changed by CNN and MSNBC, right? They kind of changed the meaning of that word. It's not a bad word. It's in our platform that we are all patriots. And it's in our platform that we will have open arms. In the epilogue, it talks about open arms. Everyone in this state just about, besides maybe a few of us in here who had families that were Republicans, the whole state was Democrat, right? So if we're not open arms and people can change, and they with everything going on in this country, if you're not looking out your window, if you haven't woken up, if you don't understand what's going on, it doesn't take much to realize what's going on. We're being taken over by an attempt to take over by communists and socialists, literal communists and socialists, if you just look at their beliefs. So that's the far left of the Democrat Party, and we can't allow it to happen. So we've got to stand up. We have to get involved. If you see things going on, you know, speak up, speak out. I believe Biden tried to take our words and use them for the Democrat Party, but, you know, it started first and here and in the Trump movement and all of that. And so how many of you still support President Trump, just out of curiosity? Well, that's good. CNN and MSNBC haven't changed your minds. So that's positive. And, you know, I was a Trump delegate, and as many of you also supported the president, and I still do, and I will, and I don't believe, you know, the things that go on the news, and you shouldn't either. And we should not let that deter us. And I know that many people have different views in this party, but one thing we can all agree on is that he did a great job as president. Whether you liked some things or didn't like other things, he was a wonderful president. So